Just like that. And just like that, we back in part two. Beloved brothers and sisters, we're back with part two. All right, let's keep on moving, brethren.
After decades of booming growth, the commercial real estate industry has run into a brick wall. Building values are plummeting, offices remain empty, and now rising interest rates could pressure the industry even further. CNN's Vanessa Yurkevich is here with more.
They're statuesque, vast and staggering, and they're empty. Skyscrapers and office buildings once stacked high with businesses are experiencing high vacancy rates in the U.S.
Now, why is that? Why is it there seems to be a place that used to be so packed with people? All right, we're talking about New York here. Is that what that is? Are they talking about New York? I'm not quite sure which city that they say. But anyway, whatever those places that used to be so packed, now they have a lot of empty buildings. Well, their narrative, they say, oh, most people don't want to come back to work. Most of those people stay home because they don't want to come back to work, or this and that, or it's too expensive. Because I don't know, that's the narrative. I don't know. No one did die during that, the whole fiasco in 2020. Everybody's still alive. Apparently, those 1 million people that died, they were all retiree old folks. They were all living in Florida. Okay, that's what those people are saying. But anyway, let's listen in.
Nearly 19%, 5.5% higher than before the pandemic.
I think it's a very unique moment, nothing like any disruptive marketplace that I've experienced over the past 40 years.
The pandemic emptied offices around the country. Today, the number of people returning to in-person work is less than 50% in 10 major metro areas.
So what you're saying is that half of the people, more than half, well, of course, 49.7, okay, we'll say half of them stay home. Really? Half of them stay home working from home instead of from the office? You people are not saying, wait, out of that half that do not showing, out of that 50%, we have 49% of that 50% that are no more. A lot of those folks are no more. That's why they are letting those migrant, which you can call them illegal immigrants, those migrant coming and shipped them by buses and stuff like that. That's why they are letting this thing happen. Okay? That's why they are letting this thing happen, because they don't want you to know that a lot of people are no more. The mighty one is sweeping them off the Holy Land. Okay? He's taking them out. All right? But anyway.
Forcing companies to rethink physical office space. Half of the biggest global companies say they'll need less real estate in the next 3 years, leaving landlords with loans to pay in a bind.
If there's no tenant, you're not making money.
That sounds really good, because you guys are gouging the people. You triple, quadruple, fifth triple, six triple, seven triple, 10 triple the rent, and then you're expecting people to pay this and stuff like that. You know, most people stay home and they walk home. They save on fuel. They save, the whole ley line is going crazy out there. They save on stuff. They really don't care. A lot of the job can be done remotely. Why not? You know why? Because there is a difference when you are sitting at home, you're working. You are too independent. You have to be in a cubicle around a bunch of people that have negative, terrible energy, and then so they can suck on your energy. Those people cannot live like that. They need people there to abuse and verbally abuse and harass, sexually molested, and do all sort of things to those people. They need the actual physical human being there. They know you're working, they're making the money, they don't care, but they need you there. It's something that they love more than money is your energy. That is why people always say, well, Big Levi, you gotta tell our people the robot's going to take over the AI. I laugh at you people. You cannot sexually molested or sexually assaulted or drain the energy of a robot. You can't. You simply can't. You need a human being to do this. So now those guys are stuck with the
money. Right. What do you do?
There's no recouping, lost income for downtime.
Stephen Durrells runs the leasing at SL Green, New York City's largest commercial landlord. With more than 30 million square feet of space to rent, the collapsing demand for office space means their tenant vacancy rate shot up from 3% pre-pandemic to 10% today. That calls for some creativity.
You can build the set in here. You can have a fight scene in here.
SL Green is now working with Backlot, a company that connects landlords at 332 buildings across New York and New Jersey with film and TV companies. This episode of Law & Order was filmed in this vacant office in Midtown Manhattan. The Watcher on Netflix and these East Side offices.
I think people are starting to look holistically at how they can support a revenue stream.
This year, SL Green says it will earn $3 million from film and TV shoots.
It's really helped mitigate the loss of income during the downtime periods.
Okay, so you can feel it in that guy's voice. They are losing bleeding money. Even more, they are losing in bleeding energy. They love your energy. They love to pull you down in their low vibrations so they can suck off your energy. And a lot of those people are no more bridging. And that's why they are trying to bring those migrants over there and telling you, oh, worry about that, worry about this. No. A lot of those people are no more. And they cannot be reincarnated. They can't. And whatever hole those people came from, it's blocked. So whoever that you see here, that's it. They can't do anything else. So that's what happened.
Empty office buildings could be turned into residential, a big need. This project in Washington, D.C., once an office building, is being turned into apartments. But that's not an easy, quick fix process. Less than 1% of apartments nationwide are converted from commercial properties. And across the river in Arlington, Virginia, the city is trying to get ahead of its empty office space problem at 22%.
I'm sitting right today in Northeastern's DC campus. Last year, university was not allowed to take up space in an office building.
Thanks to new city zoning laws, that's now possible, along with 7 new types of commercial businesses, like animal boarding, hydroponic farms, and pickleball. It's already happening in South Jersey. This 22,000 square foot pickleball facility was a vacant Burlington coat factory in a strip mall.
Which shows you their business are going down. They're trying to make this thing look cute and like, yay, stuff. Okay, why do those malls in Burlington go? Oh, they go online. They make way more money online now. No, a lot of those people are no more, and the company is gone. So you guys are, this is a facelift. This is a buttocks facelift. Horrible. Horrible. This is butts right there.
Regional mall vacancy is at a record high.
Were there a lot of options like this on the market?
Yeah, I think we had more opportunity than we thought there would be in the market.
Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in America. So does that mean that the sport needs to find places to play quickly?
The greatest threat to the growth of pickleball is the lack of facility.
And obviously pickleball is a great way to draw people into
Yeah, so we're going from how you people are failing to pickleball being the fastest. Yeah, things are not doing too well for those folks. And you would have thought, beloved, those empty buildings, they were like, okay, well, let's sell them. Or let's turn them into apartment. First of all, they'll turn them into cheap, crappy apartment and call them luxury apartment, and then charge you an arm and a leg for them. And you would have thought, like, all those things that are empty, okay, you would have thought when you go there, you're like, hey, how much is for this thing? How much is for this house? How much is for this office? Like, are you a NASA scientist? No, well, you need to go ahead and learn, because we're going to give you a number that is astronomical. They will increase the price. You would have thought, like, those people, wait, okay, they can't make money. They should have dropped this thing at least. If you have 50% people not showing, you drop the price at least 50%. If you used to charge people $2,000 a month for an apartment, a one bedroom, which is, okay, well, charge them $1,000. Nope, they don't do that. Try to buy a house right now. And this is the funny thing. They told you all those offices are open or empty because all the employees, 50% of them are staying at home. And then when you go to the home, 50% of the homes are empty too. Where are those people? What happened? The offices are empty. The homes are empty. The housing market crashed. The renting market crashed. Where are those people? Well, they're not coming back to work. Well, they must be at home. Well, they are not home. Well, where are they? Because there are no more. That's what that is. How long we are into this thing? Good grief. All right, let's keep on moving.
New revelations in the years-long investigation into the murder of 2 young teen girls in Delphi, Indiana. Freshly unsealed court documents allege Richard Allen admitted to killing Abigail Williams and Libby German, quote, no less than 5 times while talking to his wife and his mother on the public jail phones. Back in 2017, the 2 girls went missing while hiking a local trail. 1 day later, their bodies were found in the woods.
This is one thing that I don't understand with people hiking and think this is cute for Instagram and stuff when there's a lot of murders. They watch your Instagram, you know that? You got murderers, that's all that you got. People, killers, serial killer, people that are just want to kill people. They watch social media. They watch the path, like especially defenseless people, especially women. All right, they preferably white women they would pick on that go over there and like, oh, this is so cute. I'm hiking and I got my hiking boots and this and that. They'll follow and kill you. It's just amazing. Like, why you people just go over there and do this type of thing? What is it with you hiking in the middle of the night or hiking? There's nobody around. Think this is cute. This is not, man. You know.
I miss you. Please. Call the tip line.
Police had this video to work with, just a few seconds from Libby's cell phone, of a man hard to identify, but with this chilling audio. Family members pleading with the public to review the video and police sketches. Then, a break.
An arrest has been made.
Investigators say they believe Richard Allen is the man in this video. They say in a probable cause affidavit that he told them he was on the trail that afternoon, but denied being involved in the murders. Last October, investigators searched Allen's home. A laboratory analysis determined the unused bullet located near one of the victims had been in the chamber of one of Allen's seized firearms, according to a probable cause affidavit.
He shot them.
Within 3 weeks, he was arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder. The victims' families not ready to rest.
We're going to stay after it. We haven't ever given up.
Allen's lawyers have
okay, let's see the name here. Mike Patty. Is that what that is? Mike Patty. So you got this guy, you know, he follows those 2 young girls. He asked them, you guys are going down the hill? And the girls, where he was following them, the girls pick up their phone and video shot him. And he killed them. He shot and killed them. For what reason? I don't know. 2 teenage girls walking, and you got this going dude walking behind them and follow them and murder them. For what reason? Only the mighty one knows. But hey, we know Michael is in the midst. Mike Patty.
We haven't ever given up.
Allen's lawyers have filed a motion to suppress evidence seized from his home, arguing the affidavit supporting the search warrant was too broad. They also want the laboratory analysis thrown out. But on April 3rd, prosecutors allege Allen called his wife from the Westville Correctional Facility and confessed to the killings. His wife abruptly ended the phone call.
Confession.
Those guys are not that smart, man. I mean,
made on prison phone calls are not only admissible, they are devastating. Juries listen to them and believe them.
The day after the alleged confession, Allen's attorneys visited him in jail. According to court documents, they say, quote, Mr. Allen appeared to be suffering from various psychotic symptoms, which counsel would describe as schizophrenic and delusional.
There you go. That's their stance. He solemnly now he has mental issue. We need to let this guy out because, you know, he has mental issue. He confessed to the crime, the wife hang up the phone. Hey, you know, mental issue.
Next day, they filed an emergency motion saying Allen's treatment in custody is infringing on his constitutional rights.
Okay.
And asking
those are all those loopholes they put there to get their own people out. That's the loophole they put there to get their own people out, to get their own selves out, to protect themselves. Because this dude, once he's out, that's it. They lost a member, okay? He won't coming back.
Their client to be transferred.
All right, Ellison Barber joins us now in studio. So, Ellison, going back to that new report.
Anyway, we don't want to hear what Allison has to say.
It certainly was a very emotional day as those immigrants waited to be reunited with family members here in Los Angeles. This after a long bus trip and an even longer journey to America. One by one.
So that's why they are sending those people, because there is not that much of them left here. And they are sending the one that the remaining that they have left, they are shipping them here, okay?
Children got off the bus, carrying with them all the belongings they have right now. Some with a suitcase, others with only a shopping bag. 41 immigrants, including 11 children, seeking asylum, sent to Los Angeles by the state of Texas.
Por el sueño americano, sí.
The American dream, that's why they're here, says Otoniel in his native Spanish. He already lives here, and today he's picking up his 19-year-old cousin who traveled by herself from Guatemala to Texas, where she's been held for 3 months.
Pues es lo que en nuestros países no hay trabajo.
It's hard, he says. We leave our families to come here to work because there are no jobs in our country. This is the second.
Okay, so that's why there are no jobs. They're sending them here to work, I suppose, because there's not that much of the so-called 83 Edomites that are workable, that can do a job, because a lot of them are on drugs, and a hell of a lot of them are on drugs. They can't work. A lot of them are depressed at home. A lot of them are not able-bodied to work because mental issue. Okay, when the money was good, when everything was good, there was no mental health. Those people were very proud, and we worked the hardest and stuff. But now, whatever. Let's keep on moving.
As beachgoers soak up the sun this holiday weekend, there's been a threat lurking off the coast of Florida. 4 shark encounters in the last few months.
It was really, really painful.
12-year-old Magnolia Woodhead was swimming in Cocoa Beach on Monday when a shark took a bite of her right leg.
I pushed it away because I knew that it hurt. It hurt so bad.
She was rushed to the hospital where she received 50 stitches. Luckily, she's expected to make a full recovery. And just last weekend, this terrifying scene caught on camera.
Keep coming. Keep coming.
Malia Tribble was paddleboarding from the Bahamas to Florida, a shark trailing right behind her.
Hard to tell.
I felt something tap my board or touch my board. And so at that point, once Ricky turned around and I saw his face drop.
Her husband helping guide her to safety.
Surreal is definitely the story.
Despite these recent scares, experts say shark attacks are very rare.
There you go again. Experts say shark attack. We know this is why this will be that great. The experts say they are very rare and stuff. Which, in fact, Virgin, to a point, this thing is true. Animals in the sea, especially sharks, they don't attack you like that. Up until now, you're not under the blessing anymore. Up until now, because they receive orders. That's why you see the sea is very agitated. We've been doing videos like at least years now, 3 years. A lot of shark attack, a lot of this disappearance, and those people don't know how to explain this. But nonetheless, that's what happened over there.
Even on a year like this year, where it seems like there's more, it's still actually incredibly low probability.
Right, in 2022, there were 41 unprovoked attacks in the United States, 16 of them in Florida alone, the state with the most beaches in the continental U.S.
Of course. And that means you put a lot of sharks and a lot of people in the water at the same time, and that's when accidents can happen.
The best advice from experts: remain alert when swimming in the ocean, stay in groups, and always make sure a lifeguard is nearby.
Or better yet, stay the hell away from the water, you know?
Millions are expected to flock to the beach this holiday weekend, and while the threat of sharks is always present, the expert we spoke to says the probability of being bit by a shark is about the same as winning the Powerball. Kate?
Interesting. That means people will like, oh man, I won't get attacked, and they will go in the sea and never come back.
Good morning and welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I do want to get back to some of that breaking news we are following. Around 30 people shot in Baltimore, Maryland. Let's get into what we know at this time. Like I said, this happened in Baltimore, Maryland. This occurred early this morning and left dozens of people wounded and multiple fatalities reported. The incident happened during a gathering in the Brooklyn Homes section of South Baltimore. That's according to police. Police officers and medical personnel responded to the scene of the 800 block of Gretna Avenue around 12:30 this morning. And that's according to Acting Baltimore Police Commissioner Rich Worley. He said this in a news conference. He went on to add that 30 people were shot, including 3 victims who are in critical condition, and 2 were left dead. Now a suspect who has not been taken into custody opened fire during a block party. That's according to police. Some victims were transported to the hospital by emergency personnel.
Anyway, man, 2/3 in the mist. A lot of people are losing their freaking mind. And they are partying. I don't know why, but partying. And then some dudes drove up there and decided to blast people. And, you know, hey. Like we told people, this is not the time for this, man. This is not the time to gather in the parking lot with a bunch of people and eating, drinking, and stuff. Yeah, that's not that time for it. It's not the time for that.
There was a sucker punch.
CBS Austin morning meteorologist Avery Tomasco still seems a little shaken up by this punch caught on dash cam video this week.
He said one sentence with an obscenity in there. You hit my blank car. And I replied, no, you hit my car. And that's when he swung with his entire force.
Just moments before that, it was a normal afternoon. He was driving on Mopac at Steck.
All of a sudden, there's a car coming into my lane. I slam on the horn, hit the brakes, but it's unfortunately too late at that point.
Even then, Avery says he didn't think it was a big deal.
It's a minor collision.
And then Avery says he didn't think
too on the horn, hit the brakes, but it's unfortunate.
It was a normal afternoon. He was driving on Mopac at Steck.
All of a sudden, there's a car coming into my lane. I slam on the horn, hit the brakes, but it's unfortunately too late at that point.
Even then, Avery says he didn't think it was a big deal.
It's a minor collision at that point.
But the driver kept driving until Avery says he got his attention and they pulled into the shopping center at Capital of Texas Highway and 183.
We pull into the shopping center as casual as anything possible. We're using blinkers, we're going slowly.
Avery didn't suspect anything at this point, but a spokesperson for AAA Texas says there's a good reason to be wary in these situations.
According to the AAA Foundation,
if that guy had a gun, it would have been it for it. And this guy is a terrible fighter. How could you miss? How could you? The guy is like less, he's not even less of that guy is like how could you miss?
Be wary in these situations.
Yo, like this guy, let me see how far he was from the other fellow. Okay. He's like at least a foot away. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. That guy missed, right? He completely he completely missed. How could you miss? That guy is right in front of you. The guy wasn't even in a fighting stance. You miss, man. You completely miss. The Macho Man, Randy Savage, get out of the car, walk up there. He said, you hit my mother-loving car. And then he missed. How could you miss right there? Ah, man, that guy missed. Look.
For traffic safety. This was done 2019. Nearly 80% of drivers expressed significant anger, aggression, or road rage behind the wheel at least once in the prior 30 days.
That guy missed.
Avery began to take pictures of the damage when the other driver is seen approaching him on video with his fists.
That little bit that he did wind up, I guess, was was enough for my brain to realize you're in danger. Move your neck.
Both men move out
You
of
didn't
frame.
move.
Avery is heard
That guy didn't move his neck. He missed. He missed. How could you miss? He was 1 feet away. He was like right in front of you. Like the guy was like standing right in front of you. You missed. That guy missed, man. How did you miss that? That's like putting food in your own mouth. You ended up putting it in your nose. How could you miss that? Like, the guy was right in front of you. But anyway.
Calling for help. That's when he says the other driver walked away. Exactly.
If you are confronted, stay as calm and courteous as possible. And if you, again, feel threatened, call 911.
Nah, man. It's not if you feel threatened, man. And things like that. The moment somebody hates you, you got a weapon on you, make sure this thing is disposable on your side, because people will come and attack you. Okay? All right? Thank you. So, no. Yeah, so.
Suggests you do. When police arrived, they took the report and a copy of the video. There is now a warrant out for the other man's arrest. As for Avery,
did you catch the license plate?
He plans to press charges, and he says the dashcam video will help him prove it.
Video is everything. That there's no disputing video evidence, both with the crash and both with what he did to me after the fact.
Tonight, a Harris County detention officer is now in jail as an inmate charged with capital murder. Gerald Wheeler was arrested yesterday afternoon, and to the transport in jail, his cell there was a short one. ABC 13 reporter Jessica Willey live with the response from the sheriff's office. Jessica.
Yeah, Eric, Gerald Wheeler was arrested here at work yesterday afternoon and then taken to be booked into jail just across the street. Court documents show that he left work early the day Houston police say he and 3 others planned to rob a pimp for cash.
We're going to do Wheeler. We're going to do Gerald Wheeler. Not present.
Gerald Wheeler waived his right to an appearance in probable cause court last night, just a few hours separated from being on the other side of the law. The 21-year-old Harris County detention officer was arrested just before his shift at the Harris County Jail on Thursday for his role, Houston police say, in the capital murder of Otis Keith Parker in May.
The defendant and his 3 co-defendants ambushed the complainant.
According to court records, the murder was the result of a setup involving Wheeler, Jamal Brown, Quitiana Taylor, and Mariah Green to rob Parker of at least $1,500 in cash. It happened on Selinsky in southeast Houston. Parker was behind the wheel of the black Hyundai when he was shot to death after driving Taylor and another woman home from Baton Rouge with the cash the women made from dancing, records state. There was planning and a flurry of text messages, some from Wheeler while he was on the job at the jail. Records say he texted one of the accomplices asking, quote, if he got a tool, also texting, quote, because I'm taking everything from everybody. Records say he left his shift at the jail early to be at the apartment complex for the alleged ambush. Brown was the trigger man. The 2 women fled after the shooting. In response to the arrest, the Harris County Sheriff's Office told ABC 13 they are aware of the arrest of Jarrell Tavon Wheeler, who has been relieved of duty. Wheeler was hired as a detention officer on December 6, 2021, and they are in full cooperation with the ongoing investigation.
The defendant and
all 4 suspects have been charged with capital murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Bond for Wheeler is a total of $350,000. The remaining 3 have warrants out for their arrest.
So, as you can see here, beloved, this brother that got killed, he was set up by 3 2/3 because they know he had money, $1,500. They kill him. Those women are dancers, okay, and they got with this dude, and they got with that correctional officer. You're working, man. You got a job. You got involved with this thing, and you ended up killing a human being for $1,500. Okay, you used to watch people that do things like that. You used to correct people that do things like that. Then you ended up doing things like that. Crazy. Let's keep on moving. Okay, those are the dolphin. I like showing things like that because people think this is so cute and stuff like that. It's not. Those are terrible signs. Okay, dozens of dolphins in the coast of San Diego. It's not a good thing for you people, but it's good.
And perhaps your travel plans will include some fun on the.
Okay, we watched that before.
Now at 5 o'clock, an 18-year-old has been arrested for allegedly stabbing a man to death. Metro Police responding to reports of a stabbing just before 10 last night near the 95 in Decatur. They found a man with stab wounds there. He died from his injuries. Police say the victim and 18-year-old Wyatt Conway were in.
This dude is 18. What the hell is going on lately with those 83, man? That guy look at least 30 right there, man. And why is it like every single one of them give me that Cesare Borgia vibe? If it's not the freaking beard, it's the hair. And then why all of them are involving in weird crime? Catalytic converter and some guy stabbing another fellow is 18, 1 plus 8. You know what to do. Why is it? What is it? Why the Messiah? Why you keep doing this out there? What seems to be the issue here? Is this the 1960s with the whole hippie thing going on? Hey, I don't get it. Why this dude would think it? You 18. This dude look at least is in his late 30s. What the hell is going on out there? But anyway, oh boy. Anyway, man, let's keep on moving. All right, I think we're done with that.
One man is dead, 2 others injured after shooting in Southwest Harris County.
KPRC2's Rowan Belogan live at the scene now with the conditions of the other 2 injured. Rowan?
Kathy Kimbrell, first want to let you know that Sheriff Ed Gonzalez just arrived on scene here moments ago, so we should expect some updates from him talking about those 2 other injured. We know the man is at the hospital. We are told he is in critical condition. A woman shot in the leg. She is stable and fair. Now, we're waiting to learn more information, exactly just what unfolded here early this morning. I'm told that the shooting happened around 5 o'clock this morning. I tried speaking with a number of people here waiting around the police tape, but as you can imagine, no one right now is ready to speak. But one person did tell me that a family member of theirs is detained, I should say, was in a police unit. I got confirmation of that from law enforcement on scene here, and saying that the club security guard is detained. Unsure why at this point, exactly what the reason might be behind that. Again, Sheriff Ed Gonzalez on scene here as we wait to get updates as to what unfolded here. Emotions are high, as you could expect around here, from loved ones trying to figure out exactly what unfolded here, along with investigators working the scene. Reporting live in Southwest Harris County, Roman Belogan, KPRC 2 News.
Crazy. Crazy. Crazy, man. Anyway, let's keep on moving.
Start with that breaking news. A house explosion in Lisle sends debris in every direction. Just take a look at the aftermath. Neighbors tell us they were picking up pieces of the home blocks away from the blast. Our Sarah Maki is in DuPage County now with the latest on the investigation. Sarah, what have you learned?
Well, just about a half hour ago, we got an update from the sheriff's office calling this a natural gas explosion. Although they are still looking for the specific cause, they say there is no indication of any foul play. And remarkably here, no injuries either. I want you to take a quick look at what we have on scene right now. The fire finally out tonight, but we did talk with some neighbors who came from blocks away after hearing and feeling this blast.
When I heard it, it like shook my whole house.
That's the same thing you'll hear from neighbors in every direction after a home on Ivanhoe Avenue in Lisle exploded. This shredded debris field, all that's left on the lot. An explosion that literally and metaphorically rocked this neighborhood.
It is a once-in-a-lifetime experience to see somebody's home gone. So I'm glad it doesn't happen very often.
The explosion sent a huge plume of smoke into the air, debris raining down on houses nearby, the force breaking windows.
This guy say he's glad this doesn't happen very often. It does happen very often. If you've been watching things with us, you'll know how how often and fast this thing keep happening. And no one seems to know why. They can explain it. They can't. This thing keep happening. They can't explain it. But anyway, man.
Windows and pushing in garage doors.
We have several homes in the area that have been damaged by the explosion and the debris. The debris has gone up to 3 to 4 blocks away.
First responders say the family that lives here is safe. Out of town this holiday weekend.
I know who lives in that house too. It's one of our teachers in our middle school. So yeah, I was relieved that she wasn't home or her family. So yeah.
Though they will now come home to a sight most can barely believe they're seeing.
Like in this small town, nothing happens at all. Like nothing.
Although the fire chief did not call for any evacuations immediately after this blast, we did just talk to some next door neighbors who were leaving their property with their bags packed. They said they were told to leave. It is no longer safe for them to be home either. We also asked the fire chief.
Sarai, Machi, Makai, Makbalakai. And yeah, you know, certain thing caused that explosion, but hey.
Freeway. Apparently, this has been an ongoing family feud that's been...
Okay, let's watch this.
This evening, our deputies responded to an in-progress call at this location on Rainy River near West Gulf Bank and the North Freeway. Apparently, this has been an ongoing family feud that's been brewing now for a while. What we know at this point is that earlier in the day, apparently there was an altercation by one of the family members. He returned once again in the evening and confronted an adult male here at the location. At this point, we're still trying to confirm the relationships, but we do believe the person that came to the house is a nephew of the uncle, and both of them were in the altercation together. We told it was a physical altercation at some point. The nephew had gotten on top of the uncle and apparently was assaulting him, at which time the son of the person that was getting assaulted, that would end up being the cousin of the suspected shooter, came out with possibly a .22 rifle and shot the assailant. We believe at least one time. We're still trying to confirm that. This is still preliminary, and the male was pronounced deceased here at the location. So again, apparently this has been an ongoing issue. There may be a history of drug use as well with the person that's deceased here. All of those are factors that we'll be considering. But it does appear that it stemmed from some type of just a family altercation. So again, just an unfortunate situation that they would turn to violence, and this would happen amongst family members. But that's what we have right now, where again, it appears that the male showed up at the house once again, began attacking the uncle, the older uncle, and he may have some health issues as well. The uncle does. At what point, again, the son saw what was going on. They attempted to get him off the male that was on the ground to no avail. So that's when the male with, again, a .22 rifle shot his cousin, and the cousin is deceased here at the scene. So it's still an active investigation. We have our crime scene and homicide investigators out here, so we'll determine at that point if any charges are applicable immediately.
Brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters, neighbor against neighbor, family 82 and 83. We don't care. All right, so beloved, as you can see, man, check this. A lot going on. A lot of death. Okay. A lot of death. A lot of things happen, and a lot of things, a lot of death, a lot of fire, a lot of killing, and all those things are prophecy. A lot of people are losing stuff, and there's nothing the so-called 83 can do about this. So we give the mighty one great praise, great glory. I say shalom.